up? It's DC team here, Devun, Walsh, Iikka, Backstrom. We just went through the Abbey Gates in the backcountry.
That was ice cold.
My name is Jonas.
I'm Zach.
We are at Sierra at Tahoe right now.
Show you how to do some tricks on this in or around the stair feature.
Yo, what's going down? Scotty Lago here, sitting next to my boy Danny Kass.
Today we're learning switch backside spins, starting with 360s and kind of moving our way up.
My name's Grenier.
Oh, psych.
My name is Pat Milberry.
Cat 270 to front boards.
A front blunt the same way on this down rail at Winter Park.
Robbie Walker here doing frontside 540s. Just trying to beat Nick Dirks, that's all really.
Hey, this is Nick Dirks. We're at Winter Park, Colorado, and we'll be teaching you a frontside 180.
Hey, what's going on? This is Mason Aguirre.
Dan G, how's it going?
We're here at North Star in sunny California. Some cab spins and a half pipe.
This is Mitrani and my good friend Charles at the Stash, and we're going to be teaching you guys how to be doing 50-50s and 50-50 variations, so stay posted.
Oh, geez. This is how to get on the lift.
Today we're doing Cab 5 Japan by moi, Kyle Clancy.
It's Drew Fuller here at Keystone Area 51 Park. The trick is the Cab 9.
Hello, my name is Eddie Wall, and he's here with Peter Line, and we are hitting a hip today.
What's up, Burtner? This is Scott Stevens, coming to you from Keystone, Colorado. We're working on Fastplant Boardslide.
This is a trick you can do absolutely anywhere. It'll take you a lot of places.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mitrani and my good friend Charles, and we're here at North Star at the Stash, and we're going to be teaching you guys how to be doing 50-50s and 50-50 variations, so stay posted. Stay put in your seats. It's going to be fun. All right, so the trick we're teaching you guys today is the 50-50 grind, and it's pretty much one of the most basic tricks on a snowboard. And the trick is to basically just stay straight. Don't be on any edge, just flat based. Make sure your eyes are looking at the end of the rail so you can get to the end. Bend them knees so you have good center of gravity. And then this rail goes up, so you basically want to be, your body wants to be the direction that the rail is. So say I'm on the snow right here, you want to be flat. But since the rail goes up, you want to be a little bit leaned back. The A-frame's kind of a confusing rail because when you're down here, you can't see the end of it, and normally you want to look at the end of the rail. So you just got to look at the top part, and then once you get about here, you can finally see it. And then you look at the second part, and you just want to keep staying like center. And right here, when it kind of drops, you got to make sure your body also goes down with the rail. So yeah, stay centered with the down part. I'm gonna cruise down here with you guys. Woo. And then step 3, the landing. Let's get to that. All right, now we're on step 3, the landing. This is the hardest part. Actually, it's the easiest part because when you do land, you're gonna be so happy. So, make sure you're still not on your heel edge, or your toe edge, or sliding. You wanna be straight and center. And you're still looking at the end of the rail, because if you're looking too far this way, you're probably gonna slide off that way. Stay center, look forward, and you can see the landing even matches up. So for style points, you can bust a little ollie out, and just land it, stomp it, be clean, right away. The best part about 50-50s is you can do so many different variations from the trick. You can do front side 180s, back side 180s, 50-50, front one, switch 50-50, back one, and so on. You can do so many, so it's just a good trick to have, and yeah, man, 50-50s, right on.
So now that Luke showed you how to do a 50-50, I'm going to show you how to do variation of a 50-50. So now as you come up the rail, you want to start turning your shoulder to make the rotation. So you don't want to start too early, so your board is not going to turn on the rails. So make sure you're laying back a little bit on your tail. And at the end, you start turning your shoulder maybe midway of the rail. And as you come up to the end, you start putting more pressure on your tail and turn your shoulder and just pop your 360 like you're doing on snow. Once you start your rotation of your 360, you're doing your first frontside 180, and after the rotation, you're gonna try to go look between your legs so you can see where you're at in the air. You can spot your landing at the same time. Yeah, you just stomp your front three, run away clean.
Yeah, I guess that's what snowboarding's all about, doing 50-50s and progressing from there, you know? Riding with your friends, and that's what it's all about, just progression. If you see, I just saw Charles do a front three off, and I'm like, damn, I gotta do a back three. Then I saw him do a back rodeo off, I'm like, great, now I got a front flip. So, show with your friends and learn 50-50s and go from there. You don't really have to be even watching this video. Just watch your friends and all the other guys out there and learn from them. Those guys know what's up.
Hey, what's going on? This is Mason Aguirre.
Dan D, how's it going?
We're here at North Star in sunny California, riding soft pipe all to ourselves. We're gonna help you guys out today with some cab spins in the half pipe. All right, so starting with the cab 360, it's important before you even get in the half pipe and try switch spins that you can ride switch down the hill and ride switch off jumps and kind of have some comfortability with being in there riding switch. So, you know, you're gonna wanna come up, and when you come up on your toes, you're gonna wanna be definitely leaning a lot of your weight on your back foot, but yet holding that edge, not using too much, so you're gonna curve back up the wall. And just hold that line, and as soon as you start to get to the top of the lip and your front foot gets over the lip going switch, you're gonna wanna pop like a switch frontside 180 and kind of open up your shoulders, like as if you were, you know, coming around the last part of a spin or a 360 or something. And basically just that natural motion off the lip alone is gonna throw you into the spin. It's not, you don't really have to work for it. It almost feels like a 180 on the wall. Basically, when you're in the air, you're gonna see your landing the whole time. That's a really, you know, easy thing about this trick is that, you know, going into it and coming out of it, you're not blind at any point in time. And so, opening up out of that trick, you're just gonna wanna basically let go of your grab about here. When you have about 90 more degrees to go, you know, set your tail down, obviously, but then, you know, immediately setting your line into the next wall. That's basically, you know, my tutorial of the cab 360. Pretty simple, pretty easy, basic introduction trick to half pipe. Start them down at the bottom of the half pipe, you know, at the bottom of the wall first, before you start going up the wall and dropping to more speed or something. And that'll definitely help you kind of graduate to airing out and doing steezy, styling.
So, guys just got done with Mace. He was showing you cab 3s, which is a pretty easy setup for cab 7s. Cab 7s are kind of the same deal, except you're just doing 360 more, I guess. So, what you want to do, like, in difference to the cab 3 is like, you're gonna wanna come in with a little more speed so you can go a little higher and get a little more pop. You're gonna wanna wind up a little bit more than a cab 3. A cab 3, you're kinda trying to be as slow as possible and just come around to regular. This one, you're gonna kinda need to do 2 of those. So you're gonna come in and you don't wanna be too heavy on your edge, like Mason probably told you, like semi-light on your edge and coming in exactly like a cab 3. Some people like to like duck their shoulder, or some people do it just straight up and spin the whole thing around. It's easier. Sometimes if you want to flip it a little bit, it lessens the spin so you can come around more like stomping. But it's a pretty easy trick. You can see you're landing pretty much the whole time from when you take off and you spin around and you're coming around, and you can see that landing. You want to be pretty like even on your feet. You don't want to be loaded too back on your back foot or too more on your front foot. You want to just be right center, and
pretty much the same thing as a cab 3. You just gotta do another one and hang on to that grab. Stomp it. All right, so yeah, you don't want to jump out there the first day, and you don't gotta be Shaun White the first day, double corks and triple corks and all that stuff. You want to take it mellow, learn your straight airs, then take it to cab 3s, front 3s, however you want to do it. And it's always easier to ride with your friends.
Yeah, ride with your friends, hit some jumps before, some rails. Surprisingly, when you ride the half pipe a little bit, it definitely helps with jumping and hitting rails and kind of all types of terrain. So it's definitely not one to count on. I know it's like not the coolest thing.
Kind of the jock thing to do, but
it definitely we have a good time doing it, and we're just trying to show what's up, to show that it's all good, dude, all around.
Just have fun and kill it with your homies.
All day.
We're talking to that one?
Talk to that one.
This one.
Hello, folks. We are at Sierra at Tahoe right now, as you can tell by the trees. And my name is Jonas.
I'm Zach, and we're here to show you how to do some tricks on this, in or around the stair feature railings.
Somewhere in the area. Oh God, we're going fast. To start off the day, I'm gonna try to show you how to do a switch board slide down a handrail. So, if any of you out there like regular board slides, you're in for a treat. So, first of all, you have to have a snowboard, and you have to go backwards. Doesn't matter when you turn around, but sometime before you get on the rail. You just go with your back to this rail right here. Obviously, you gotta do a little pop off here. So if you do it like that, that's an ollie. I'm trying to do ollies. Boom, just bust it up. Plant it right there. You can squat a little bit if you want as soon as you get up here. Because that's the comfort zone. You gotta do what you gotta do when you get up on top of this thing. Beware catching your edge, because that can be kind of scary. And when you're on, you want to keep your shoulders turned, switch, kind of like keep your shoulders like forward. As soon as you get on and feeling kind of comfy, you just look at the end of the rail, keep your eyes on that. Screw looking down at your feet, because that's not that important. Now this is the moment of truth right here. This last like few feet. Because you got to decide whether you're going to come right foot out or left foot out, forward. If you do want to go left foot, that's kind of tricky, because you got to turn it back to switch, and just got to make sure your shoulders are turned, and you don't want to like just land sideways and catch your edge, because it'll probably hurt your face. You got to kind of get ready with your body turned, shoulders turned, and try to bust a 90 out of it, and then land like that. Switch, high speed. All right, so yeah, that's switch board slide, so enjoy them and have as much fun as possible, kids, and men, and kids, and women.
So now that Jonas taught you about switch board slides, I'm gonna teach you how to take that and kind of bring it right into a half cab, tail press, backside 180 out on this rail.
Ice cold.
So first you want to, have to get that switch board slide down. You're going to want to like learn, switch 180s and even, doing just 50-50 backside 180s out and just kind of all the little variations, tail presses, backside 180s out. And once you learn all those, pretty much what you're going to want to do is you're going to be coming into the railing here, going in reverse, going switch. And you're gonna come up to it, you're gonna really focus on your ollie and just make sure that you get your nose up and over the 180. You're You're gonna wanna just make sure you only go that 1 foot distance to get onto the rail. When you land, you're gonna just land with your back leg bent and your front leg kind of straight with all your weight on your back foot. You're just gonna be kind of just wheeling it out, trying to point your board straight down. And with your shoulders, while you're doing this, you're gonna be wanting to kind of get your shoulders straight, ready for the exit. Once you're getting down towards the end of the rail, about this point is when you're starting to turn your body. You're gonna wanna just kind of really get ready for it. And what I do is right about here, I just kind of pop my shoulders, pop the board, look for the landing. Pretty much just set down right away. That's pretty much the glorious time. Everybody loves that part. So when you're doing this trick, you gotta really be careful when you're popping onto the rail. You gotta really watch your nose and make sure that you have enough distance, because it's kind of a bad thing when you hit the front of your board on it, and that'll kind of send you into a tailspin. You don't really like that. And also you wanna make sure that your board's facing straight down, because sometimes, if you sag your board a little bit, you don't get that press, then it's like you can catch your edge, even if you have dull edges.
All right, so basically when you're snowboarding, we're trying to teach you kids to have fun and
one-upping each other. And
yeah, and it's okay to be scared. You gotta face your fear one day. No matter what you think, you should wear sunscreen.
Wear gloves, remember your goggles.
And
you can learn these tricks on a tree if you want. Broken down tree, maybe a piece of wood, rock even.
Another kid.
Just take it slow.
Yeah. All right.
Today we're learning switch backside spins, starting with 360s and kind of moving our way up. The key to this one is finding the jump that best suits your maneuvers and the jump you most feel comfortable on. Today we have a kind of pre-jump, so we're going to do warm-up tricks, kind of 180s, and just kind of get comfortable and just get perfectly set up for the second jump, which is going to be our switch backside spinner. So I'm going to do some frontside 180s into them, and Scotty's going to do some backside 180s. Check it out. Kind of just like the same motion as you're going to do a switchback 780.
Yeah.
Coming in switch, and then just kind of rotating just a little bit more than you would do your switchback 780. And you kind of float around about 270, and you'll come around and kind of spot your landing, and then just try and put it down, get on your toes and get out of there. But the biggest part about switch backside threes it's a really good kind of learning trick, kind of basic training for stepping it up and progressing into switch backside fives, even switch backside rodeos, and then into your switch backside 7, because you're going to be coming around and landing kind of the same way, going backwards.
All right, I think I'm gonna do a switchback 5 now. Kind of got a couple switchback lines. Got used to the jump, not really going at a super fast pace, but whatever. All right, switchback 5. Back 1 though first. Fun trick. You want to talk about switch 5s?
I love switch 5s.
I love them too, man. They're so fun.
It just feels so good.
I would say they're definitely easier than a switchback 3 because you're gonna be landing regular, and you see the landing the whole time. The last 180, you're kind of looking right down at it. And you can place your legs right where you want to land, and I just kind of come in a little bit harder on my toes and kind of maybe drop my shoulder a little bit, throw it like a little bit cork maybe.
Yeah, throw a nice setup turn in there. Give yourself plenty of room to kind of swoop around with a nice big turn on your toe edge to the lip. I like grabbing melon.
Yeah, you got a good melon. You got a nice switchback.
Just easy to bone out.
Yeah.
You just want to get boned. That felt good. That was good progression.
That was a good progression session.
We started with some ones.
Yeah, you got some hammers, dude.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's really.
That's what it's all about.
And doing it with friends,
Doing it with friends.
Yeah.
Oh, psych. Hey, big ups to Transworld 20 Trick Tips. My name is Pat Milberry. My homeboy Chris Grenier and I are having a great time, getting our session on. Good vibes, positivity. I can feel it in the air. I'm gonna show you a little something here.
How's it going? My name's Chris Grenier. We're here at beautiful Winter Park in Colorado, and I'm going to give you guys a few pointers on Cap 270 to front boards. And yeah, I usually warm up with the front board, and then I go half Cap 50, and then ease into the Cap 270. First things first, you got to copy your burning bridges and throw in Justin Benny's part, the one he does on the battlefield rail in Quebec. Best one ever done. Basically just slow-mo that. For Cap 270 the regular, basically the most important part, this is all I really focus on, is coming in, getting my nose up like this, and then popping off my tail. You get your nose up, that's the main thing to focus on. Get your nose up, pop, and then just whip it, boom. And then keep your shoulders straight. That's how you come out regular. And then for fakie, you just kind of let your momentum go with you. And that's really all there is to it. But the most important thing is getting your nose up over the rail and then just whipping the legs around and you got it.
Yeah, we front blunt same way 101 right here. What you're gonna wanna do is ride pretty much straight up right next to this, parallel to this rail, and you're gonna ollie off the lip and turn your left shoulder. So you close your shoulders off, land onto the tail. Keep your shoulders straight, looking over your right shoulder as you're getting closer to the end of the rail. The one thing you don't wanna do is either, you wanna keep those shoulders real firm and together, because that's what's gonna help your momentum to get the same way out of this trick. So otherwise it'll veer off one direction or the other. So I programmed my snowboard for front blunt same ways. As soon as it hits, as soon as my tail is right here, my weight is still pivoted. Snap. The best technique, I guess, is to snap your hips. When you're right here, all your weight and your momentum is locked up in your shoulders and your hip, and it feels best to snap it and lead with your front arm. Not only do you get your same way all the way back to regular, but that way you land nice and flat-based and you don't feel sketched out whether you're edging one way or the other, and it feels like a nice good pop. So lock those shoulders up and then just snap your hip, your front arm, and booyah. Really appreciate this opportunity here at Winter Park to come out, show all you viewers and rad people of the world a front blunt same way on this down rail at Winter Park. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for supporting the 20 Trick Tips, and thank you for the opportunity. Winter Park, Colorado, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, creepy internet people who watch this kind of stuff but don't snowboard. This is the how to do every trick in the book by Transworld. And today we're doing a Cab 5 Japan by moi, Kyle Clancy, and a Cab 9 by Drew Fuller. Yeah, basically pick a jump that you like, preferably the biggest, sketchiest jump you can find with the most people watching, and try your first Cab 5 on that. Either come in backwards or do a trick that lands you backwards. Come flying in, lean back, kind of look under your shoulder a little and throw the 5. Do a nice grab that all your friends will be impressed by, and then land. And then once you get down to the bottom, make sure you look up at the lift to see like who saw it or who would have seen it, because that's just as important as what jump you did it off of. All right, folks, Cab 5. Here's Cat 5. Land it right away. Put your hands in the air and go, woo! Did you see me? Everybody look at me. You guys on the lift, did you see that? Holy best thing ever.
Hey, what's up? It's Drew Fuller here at Keystone Area 51 Park, and the trick is a cab 9.
All right, Drew, land on me.
I like to warm up for this trick by just kind of starting from the basics. Do some backside spins, backside 5, back 7. And then if you're setting up for the cab 9 with a trick before it, I like to do something real mellow that I know I can land super solid so I can carry my speed into the next jump. Backside 180 always works good. Land right on your feet and just can concentrate right into the cab 9. I like to come to the cab 9 low and wait kind of for the last second to pop into the spin, because if you pre-spin off the lip, you're gonna lose some speed and end up on the knuckle in, and that's no good. So come into the jump, good speed, pop at the last second. Melon grab is a good grab to learn this trick with. It's super easy to get down there, and then you can just bring your head around to bring the rest of the rotation in for a nice soft landing. It's the first 9 that I learned. It's probably one of the easiest ones, and it's all about having fun. So just take it easy and good luck out there.
Hey, this is Nick Dirks. We're at Winter Park, Colorado, and we'll be teaching you a frontside 180.
Hi, it's Robbie Walker. We're at Winter Park, and I'm going to teach you how to do frontside 540s.
So most people think front 180 is an easy trick. It's not really. On a jump like this, if it's a step up, you should come in hot. Make sure your heel edge is like what you're favoring most, and just kind of go off. Keep your head looking forward and pull up your legs, and then just kind of get a good pop. Make sure you're all level before you grab your melon. And at the same time, you're turning, let go like right before you're landing. Just bring it around and set your toe edge in. That's what I usually do. And right away. And then after that, you can try like maybe some front 3 melons, move to like front 5, front 7. Just keep adding a 180 each time.
Frontside 540s. Dirks did the 180. It's time to step it up. I'm a regular rider, so when spinning a frontside 540, you want to come up the jump on your heel side edge. Then, when you approach the top of the jump, you want to pop and spin using your head and your shoulders. You want to grab, reach for your grab, bone it if you'd like to, and keep looking around until you spot your landing. And at this stage of the trick, you should be able to see that you're going over the knuckle, well, you hope you're going over the knuckle. I hit it a few times, but you hope you're going over it. Then you get ready to open up, come around the last 180, spotting your landing, boom, stomp on your heel side edge, and right away.
Why not the toe side?
Because I think heels is what you're supposed to.
Yeah, sounds right.
You could do toes if you're talented like Dirks, but I think textbook is heels. Trust me. Outside 540s, easy as that. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Eddie Wall. And he's here with Peter Line. And we are at Sierra at Tahoe. And we are hitting a hip today. and gonna show you guys how to do
a hip and a bonk.
A hip and a bonk. Today we're gonna go over hitting a hip, doing a frontside air on a hip. The best thing about hips is you can work your way up. You can go kind of slow at first. Your speed at first isn't an issue. Once you get your speed kind of dialed and you're going a little bit faster, as you're going up the lip, you always want to bend your knees, and I always kind of keep my eyes focused on the top of the lip. When you go off the lip, try to go straight off of the lip, pretty much straight with the tranny landing. You don't want to go too far to the right or the left off of the hip because you only have about a 2 to 3 foot error margin. As soon as you take off, once you're in the air, just grab Indy. If you're goofy foot, just grab with your left hand and kind of bone it out a little if you can. Grabbing actually helps because it'll keep you composed in the air. As you're in the air, try to spot your landing a little bit. Come down into the landing, just try to land pretty much flat-based and just try to come out with the tranny. Bend your knees again and just try to hold on out through the compression in the bottom. Once you do hit a hip a few times and you're getting comfortable with it, there might be a feature on the hip like a bonk or a rail or something like that. And in this case, we had a big propane tank. Same thing, go up the takeoff, you want to bend your knees. In this case, I usually keep my eye on the jib, on the feature that you're going to want to tap. And then as you take off, that'll help you judge your ollie. As you're up in the air, you're just kind of going to reach out your tail. And this time I just kind of grabbed up near my nose. Just try to reach your tail out and just bonk it. And then same thing, as soon as you tap it, just come down into the landing, and you want to tap it right on the top, because if you tap it on the side, it'll kind of spit you off and make you fall. Just tap the top with your tail. Let go of your grab and come down into your landing, and just same thing, keep your knees bent and ride out through the compression.
Hi, I'm Peter Line. I'm going to show you how to do air-to-fakies. It's pretty similar to how Eddie just told you how to do a frontside air with a few little variations, because you basically come in backwards. Wanting your board stays straight off the lip as possible. You do not want to start pre-spinning, because that's going to send you straight to the deck. So basically you just go straight frontside air with your body slightly cocked. And the way I like to do is method, because it just kind of throws my board out there. And when you're in the air, grabbing method, poking it out all huge or melon or whatever grab you want to do. You want to keep your eyes focused on the landing and make sure you don't suck up your legs if it looks like you're going to go to the deck, or kind of like sprawl them out a little bit if you want to land too flat. And you almost kind of like throw your board up a little bit so it matches the transition. You do not want to have your board like parallel to the ground, because that'll just spit you out. So make sure your board's like even with the landing you're coming in on, and ride away smooth. Pretty much you always just run away on your toe edge at that point. For the jib feature, I did a hand plant to fakie. It's slightly similar to the air-to-fakie, except for you plant your hand on an object and get a little more upside down. This whole trick is about the correct speed. That's the hardest thing, is because you're committing yourself to getting upside down and planting your hand on a certain location. If you're going too fast and you miss it, you're gonna land on your face. If you go too slow, you're gonna run into the gas tank in this case. But it's all about commitment, though. You just gotta go for it, pretty much. Just do it. Just go upside down, plant your hand, and then once you plant it, the same thing as coming back in an air-to-fakie. So that's basically how you do a hip. And to reiterate, it's all a step-up process. Go small your first try, then go bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and hope you enjoyed, have fun, and work your way up, and eventually you'll start doing bigger stuff, and that's about it. And we're at Sierra Tahoe.
Stay in school.
Peace out.
Yo, what up, guys? Jesse Burtner, Scott Stevens here at Keystone Mountain. We're going to show you guys some Fastplant board slides and general one-footed Fastplant mania. It's going to be epic. This is a trick you can do absolutely anywhere, whether it be waiting in line at Keystone Mountain or onto a street rail in Quebec. Fastplant board can take you a lot of places. Yeah, so a couple things about Fastplant boards are you have to know both parts of that trick there, the Fastplant and the board slide. So you're going to want to start by doing a lot of board slides. Me and Scott both have stomp pads, If you want to get at all kind of gnarly on the 1 foot scene, you're better off to get some stomp pads. It's just like one other way to ride your snowboard, and it's really fun. You're doing it getting off the lift every day, and that's where you're gonna start learning your best fast plants just right off the bat. Is just when you're riding off the lift and you have that little bit of speed, you can start practicing on complete flat ground. That was sick. Dude. Sorry, didn't you know picnic tables are for running across? Oh, no looker on that one.
But you know, before you get the fast plant, you really gotta have board slides. That's kind of a given, it's a no-brainer. So we're gonna do a few backside board slides and then we're gonna work our way in. Fast plant board, pretty easy trick. Just as easy as a board slide, it's just the fast plant. Gotta make sure you have a hard lip. The lip's soft, you go through it, get your leg up there, and then you're riding that thing down bow-legged.
You might want to start with a little smaller obstacle than this, but and work your way up. But basically, what you're gonna want to do is get a really nice, solid plant with the foot, with like a pretty mellow amount of speed. Because when you're planting with the foot, you're doing like a lot that you would normally need with speed. You can take care of just by lifting up with your foot. All right, so you're gonna approach one-footed. You're gonna take kind of a wide line because your foot has to go in between you and the rail, and you're gonna want to plant behind you. That's important to remember. Can't really jump on it planting in front of you. That doesn't work. You're gonna want to plant behind you. So a nice solid plant, and you use that foot plant to just fly out to the rail. So really you don't need to like pop super high with it. You don't want to just pop like 3 feet in the air like I did my second try on this. Popped like 3 feet in the air, came down on the rail just with tons of impact and just flew out. You want to kind of like fly out and meet the rail so that it's a low fast plant. You only end up having a fast plant like 6 inches because where you meet the rail is lower from where you took off. So basically a nice wide line, angle your nose into the rail just like a board slide, and then you get your foot back there and whee! You're rolling. And then the rest is rolling the dice pretty much. Unless you're Scott and you just got it locked. And if you do land fakie, it's just important to get it all the way 180 or 90, I guess, but so you're landing completely fakie. Because you can't really, one-footed, you can't really like slide it around, you know? There's no like little tweaks like when you land. You gotta land like straight. And then you pretty much, like Dirks said, you gotta have your landing kind of mapped out ahead of time. So you gotta know like, when I land fakie, I'm gonna point it for the next 40 feet, and then I'm gonna shut her down on the top of that next roller, you know?
A little way to spice it up is to fast plant out, and you want to do that towards the end. So obviously, I'm in my board side. My foot is resting on my stomp pads. I see the end of that rail. I'm looking towards the end of it, and then I just like give a little kick off the end, little pop, you know?
So you want to get a nice solid, make sure your foot's getting on it, as much of your foot as possible.
Yeah, that's the trick, and if you have that, you know, the possibilities are endless. Like anything, just take everything up a notch, you know, when you're comfortable. We did the down bar, so now we're gonna do a kink trail, and hopefully it goes well. You can split the D and then get goosed. Sucks. All right, guys, so that's a Fastplant boardside through a little baby kink. My balls have seen better days, but it was worth it, I think. Peace out.
Hey, what's up? It's DC team here, Devun, Walsh, Iikka, Backstrom. We're here for the 20 tricks progression session, Sierra Tahoe. We just went through the Abbey gates in the backcountry. They just opened up this morning, got a little bit of fresh snow. We're gonna go over here, build some sort of jump, show you guys what's up, backcountry style. So we hiked out back to Sierra Tahoe, went through the Abbey gates. So some of the things that you needed to bring with you today were your peeps, probe, and a shovel. And most importantly, you gotta know how to use them. So I mean, you know, that's kind of a key thing. So yeah, we found a jump we're gonna build today. A little popper here into like a pocket. We're gonna do a couple of tricks off it and show you guys some maneuvers.
We Rochambeaued for the guinea, and I ended up winning, so I got to do a switchback 780. What you need to do is do a speed check, and it works out pretty good if your friend is looking and watching you, and you can pretty much tell. You don't want to overshoot these things. Make sure everyone's ready, everyone's out of the way. Go switch, drop in. Best is to make a straight line, so you don't do any edge turns, because you want to take off of your base, of your tail, not so much on your edges. Once in a takeoff, pop, start eyeing back. You're like turning your back into the landing and spotting for the landing already. You start turning your head and then you go free grab, which was switch melon this time. So you grab, turn your head. Then once your back is turned to the landing, you're gonna find your spot your landing right here. And you're gonna see it, and then it's just keep your eyes in the landing, and that's how you're gonna turn into the landing. It's just gonna do it itself, pretty much. Once you're ready to land, you wanna get your legs ready for it. Like the main thing is to make sure your weight is gonna be on your back foot when you're landing powder. Back foot, and then stomp it solid on your board, square, and peace out.
Iikka went, so I did a little bit more technical trick, switchback 5. I kind of think in my mind it's a little easier than a switchback 180 because you're not just staring at the landing the whole time. So yeah, I come in, it's very similar, you come in on your toe edge and you want to take off basically off the back portion of your toe edge, off your tail, and pop into it. And just the big thing with this trick is you really got to commit to it right off the lip. If you think you're gonna kind of pop and spin, and then once you see where you're going, you're gonna spin the last bit, it's not gonna happen. So you kind of got to just spin for 5, and as you're kind of grabbing, which I chose a switch indie grab, you kind of just look under your feet, very similar to Iikka's, down kind of under, and just spot it as you're coming around. Once you get the spin going, you really see the landing coming good. So when you spot your landing, you come around, and you know, you can kind of lean back on your back foot, but basically powder, you gotta kind of land bolts like really square. It's almost like landing a park jump. You want to be like 60-40, I'd say. So as soon as you start getting it any more than that, you really start to get in the wheelie and whatnot. So it's almost like you need it like 60-40 backseat. So, and then just ride away and high five your buddy. Once you've dialed it in the park, you might as well come out here, try it off something like this. Maybe not off 100 foot or anything, but you know, something into POW. Yeah, I think that's what's cool about riding with your buddies and coming out to things like this is, you know, like Iikka might find something that I wouldn't necessarily see, and vice versa, and like that way we kind of come out. You find a line in the park that's different than someone else's line. Well, we do that out in the backcountry, so it's a really cool thing.
When I was young, I practiced. You should move it up to switchback 5 now.
I held my dad's hand and walked through the door to a plane that was taking us home.
What'd you think of that, well? Actually takes us about 150 tries. So this is try number 30. Think tank style, son.
Okay, here's my good friend Chris Grenier dropping. Kind of soggy though.
Dude, that's friggin', that's scissors.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, man.
You helped me design it, dude. Thanks. Yeah, it's next year's.
Today was the greatest. Wendy, take 4. Beep.
Like that looks cool. Yeah, you know.
How do I start it?
So the thing that's tricky with these trick tips is when you do them, your friends quote you for the rest of the year, and it's not in a good way. They like ridicule you. So whatever. Yeah, So this is just Burtner and I we're doing our share to keep our friends entertained. You know? The peanut gallery, Bogart and Grenier, they're just gonna be yap about things we said. Yeah, it's gonna be all year long. Yeah, how good is this nice weather? So what should we get? Margaritas on the. You still listening to me? Hop, spin, whoa, whoa. Moose! What the?
Alright guys, over here.
I know.
Shirt off, sit down.
Grab a seat. This is fucking horrible. I'm not teaching anything for now.